name is Elka Hubbard, and for my DAC fellowship, I will be exploring how the media perpetuates negative stereotypes on different ethnic groups of women. In this project, I will be looking into 4 different groups of women: Slavic women, Asian women, Middle Eastern women, and Latina women. I will be exploring 4 different movies, each which connects to a specific ethnic group, and exploring how those movies specifically perpetuate those negative stereotypes. Thank you. Let's begin. The first group I'll be discussing is Slavic women. This group is especially close to me as my mother is Polish. I will be analyzing the movie Birthday Girl, which showcases these negative stereotypes. The film follows John, an Englishman, who uses a mail-order bride service to find a wife. And this is where the stereotypes begin. We are introduced to Nadia, who embodies the stereotype that Slavic women use sex as a tool to avoid open and honest communication and to get away with committing illegal and nefarious activities. One of the biggest stereotypes from this movie is that Slavic women come to Western countries primarily from mail-order bride services. While Slavic women come to Western countries in a majority of different ways and for different reasons, reducing a large group of women to a single trope refuses to acknowledge their diversity and their unique experiences. Next group we are going to look at is Asian women, and we are going to be looking at this through the lens of Memoirs of a Geisha. The Memoirs of a Geisha shows the stereotype that Asian women are hypersexualized, especially with the main character Chio. The story goes with Chio being sold by her father, and eventually she goes to a house where there are a lot of geishas and she is supposed to become one. This movie presents really harmful stereotypes about geishas. In Japan, they are performers, they are entertainers. Meanwhile, in the movie, they portray them as sexually exploited youth. One of the examples shown in the movie is Chio, in order to become a geisha, must sell her virginity, and so do all the other geishas. This is entirely false and represents the hypersexualization that is shown in the media here. This is not only incredibly harmful, it's also false. So let's move on to the next group. The next group of women that we will be discussing is Middle Eastern women, and we'll be discussing this through the lens of Aladdin and the stereotypes that Aladdin represents. The biggest stereotype from Aladdin is lack of autonomy. In the movie, Princess Jasmine is very frustrated with her lack of personal freedoms and being able to decide who she gets to marry. Her father dictates in the movie that she is only allowed to marry a prince, and she is very frustrated with this. She mentions this quite frequently throughout the movie. Although in Aladdin, Jasmine does get the right to marry who she wants, it still represents the stereotype that Middle Eastern women have a lack of autonomy, especially in marriage, which is a overgeneralization of a large group. While it does happen in some societies, there are plenty of Middle Eastern women who get to choose who they marry. Finally, we will be looking at Latina women through the lens of Maid in Manhattan. The film follows Marissa, a single mother who works as a maid in a luxury hotel, who is raising her gifted son. While this might seem like a simple movie, it really plays into 2 different stereotypes. One is that it often depicts Latinas as single mothers and also working in service jobs. Additionally, the movie reinforces the white stereotype. Marissa's life only drastically improves when she starts dating a wealthy white man, which makes it seem as though Latinas can only come up in the world if they have a white partner, instead of being able to do so on their own. In conclusion, these 4 films illustrate how negative stereotypes and misconceptions persist throughout the mainstream media. While these movies may not have set out to be harmful, they spread misconceptions and stereotypes that affect real people today. This is why it is important to seek out movies that authentically show the specific ethnic group that you are watching. Thank you so much for your time.